Hey guys, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living. We are in the blizzard so far of the year. The weather forecasters were calling it a cyclone bomb hitting Colorado this week, today, tomorrow. A huge low pressure system creating really high winds expected later today, and we're supposed to have really crazy conditions, blizzard conditions. And this is really, I'd say, our first blizzard of the year. We've had snowfall, but we haven't had any massive accumulations. We had about 2 inches of snow overnight, and by the time I was finished with my breakfast and reading a chapter out of my book, we're already up to almost 6 inches of snow. So in a couple of hours, we got 2 to 3 inches an hour of snow. It's been really wild. So Vigo behind me is so excited about this. He loves it when it snows a lot. He loves running through it. I had to go to the front of the house and get my snow stick and measure it. I was going to have it all set up last night, but you know how when you don't get around to it. I'm going to set it up next to the stick over here so I have something to rest it on and put a rubber band to hold it up. But I want to track the snowfall. It's supposed to be a heavy storm all the way to midnight, so we'll see what the totals are in the morning. We have had some wind, and I'm not sure if the totals are totally exact right here at the stake, but let me go set it up and see. Someone really excited for snow. So we are right at the 6-inch mark right there. 6 inches of snow. Literally, it had just started snowing last night when we were going to bed, but it only snowed about 2 inches. It really wasn't very heavy. So from, I'd say 6:30, 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock, we went from 2 inches to 6 inches of snow. And there's no end in sight today. They're calling for just a major winter storm warning. They're saying the mountains could get 10 inches of snow, maybe more. But the trouble is, the concern is that the high winds are going to pick up today, later on today. And that's going to create the really bad conditions for driving. And I'm not going anywhere. So what you can hear coming is the plow. It's not a regular plow like they use up here because we have the dirt roads. So they just use a road grader. So the visibility is really poor, and I'm trying to see if I can get it on camera. But they come through pretty regularly. The plowing has been impressive. But we are considered a Category 3 road, so I don't expect any more additional plowing today. All right, got my rubber band around my snow stake there. Secure it. And we'll track the totals. We'll see what it is at the end of the day before we lose our daylight. I had to shove the stick down into the ground a little bit, so I'm kind of got up to 7 inches. But we are going to keep an eye on this, folks, and let you know what our totals are for the storm, the blizzard, winter storm Omar or whatever, the Colorado bomb cyclone. An interesting historical tidbit is that not even 10 years ago, I'd say more like 8 years ago, this area of Colorado got 7 feet of snow over the course of a weekend, and I'm not kidding. It was 7 feet of snow accumulation. We're not going to have that this time, but I always wonder if we're going to get anything close to that while we're living up here. I mean, talk about something really incredible, really remarkable. Summit County did get 6 feet of snow in the course of a week, just last week. So you can really get accumulations when you have consistent snowfall. But it's exciting to see what this one storm's going to bring. And I've got my bet on 12 inches of snow. What do you guys think? I'll keep you posted. We'll see how the totals come out later on today. And we'll see how the winds pick up, because I think that's going to be kind of exciting too, just to see what it looks like. Right now my camera's getting covered in snow, so I got to take it inside before everything gets ruined. All right, let's cross our fingers. One thing I have to do before it gets too deep is to do my first pass through with the plow and get the driveway semi-clear so Brian can make it home tonight.
if I don't keep up with the snow, it's going to be way too deep to keep up with it later. So I'm going to try to do my first plow session of the day this morning. This is a really light and fluffy snow. Right underneath it, you can see the mud down there. So it's, you know, the ground is still very soft. So I'm just going to be careful not to just tear up the driveway. So much snow. And that's an avalanche about to happen any minute. Gonna attempt to shovel the walk here. It's pretty deep because all the snow, you know, falls off the roof onto a big pile right here. So I'll just do what I can, try to keep up with it. Yeah, I definitely think it's up to 8 inches now. I got to check my stick, but since I've been plowing for the last 45 minutes, we've gotten quite a bit more snow. I mean, just look at my hat. It's very snowy up here, guys. Remember when it was about 7 inches right before I went to plow? And I got done plowing and we're almost up to 9 inches. So I'd say the snow's coming down about 2 inches an hour. Well, folks, it is still snowing out, and Brian just sent a text that he is leaving work early, getting some gas, and heading home. But since he sent that message, it's probably been another 5 inches of snow. The plow went through right when I was plowing the driveway, and there was maybe an inch on the road. It hasn't been back through, so there's probably 5 or 6 inches of snow on the road and 5 to 6 more in the driveway. And outside, it's really starting to pick up with the wind. Let's see if we can see. Very blustery out there. But my snow stick down here, I just checked it. It's about 12 inches right now. That was my original guess for the totals of the storm. But considering the storm's supposed to go on all the way to midnight, we might get twice that, folks. I don't know how much snow we're going to end up with, but hopefully Brian can make it up the driveway, and I'm sure he'll have fun plowing in this like I did. The storm's a little bit, it seems like it's a little heavier now. It's definitely more blustery. He said when he left work, it was just raining this morning, so they weren't even really getting the storm just yet. Oh, look, there's our generator. Hopefully we don't need that. I did see the power flicker a couple of times already today. So yeah, watching the snow come in, it's definitely blustery and windy out there. I'm gonna go check the weather station to see what kind of winds we're getting. It looks like nothing more than maybe 10 miles an hour right now. But look, keeping an eye out for Brian. He should be here the next 20 minutes, I hope. It's probably going to take him a long time to get home today. Normally an hour drive, but with these conditions, let's double that. So I'm not really expecting him till about 1:30, 2 o'clock. So I am so glad we have this little stove going now, because if the power goes out, this will work without any power. It's natural gas and battery operated thermostat. There's also manual control on it as well. So watching the power flicker kind of got me nervous. You know, we do have the radiant heat in the basement, but it's not going to come on without electricity. And our generator that we have is not in working order right now, unfortunately. It just needs new hoses, so we'll have to do the best we can, hopefully, if the power does go out. So we're watching carefully. The county government closed down about 10 o'clock this morning. They're warning everybody to stay off the roads. The plow came by about 3, 4 hours ago, and that's the last we've seen of it. They may not come back again until either late tonight or tomorrow morning. So I'm not counting on any more plow activity on our road either. As far as I know, with where Brian was working further down on the Front Range mountains, they weren't really getting as much snow yet. In the morning time when he went to work, he said it was only raining. So when he comes back, I'll ask him to find out if they'd gotten any snow accumulation or any ice, because they said that there could be a mixture of snow and ice in Denver, and that could be totals, you know, over 12 inches as well by the end of the storm. They are calling for higher winds east of Denver. I don't know if we're going to get that magnitude of winds up here. I am starting to see more gusts than I did earlier this morning, but the snow is still falling really heavily, and they said, you know, it's predicted to go until midnight. It's been about 1 inch an hour to 2 inches an hour with the snowfall totals. When I woke up this morning, Brian went to work at about 6 o'clock. I couldn't really see, it was still dark out, so I couldn't really see the totals. But about 7 o'clock, a little after 7, it looked like there was about 2 inches of snow, and now there's 12 inches of snow, and it's after 1 p.m. So it's definitely a heavy-duty storm. It's kind of fun to watch and be inside and be working on some house projects. I'm doing some touch-up paint now that we finished the loft area, and I'm working on the master closet, some touch-up areas because we're going to do that flooring next. And then we're going to kind of contain a lot of our cutting and sawing in the master closet while we work on the rest of the area. Brian also wants to finish some of the trim pieces in the ceiling right above me up here. So I'm just going to hang out by the fire, wait, keep an eye out for Brian, make sure he gets home safely, and probably be shoveling some snow pretty soon because there's a lot coming down. We'll keep you posted, guys, see what's going on in a few hours. Looks like Brian made it. Hopefully he can get into the driveway okay. Looks like it. Oh, he's just backing into the end of the driveway so he can plow. Why don't you go see him? You go outside and go get him. Go get the daddy. Oh my God, look how much snow there is. I think he's giving up. I think it's too deep. He's deciding maybe he doesn't want to run all the way down the driveway. Go get him! Vigo's conserving his resources. He doesn't feel like chasing down after Brian just yet. Go get him! He's walking up the driveway. I didn't shovel that part.
13 inches.
Yeah. How was the roads?
I didn't hit a plowed road until I got to Magnolia. So 6 inches easily all the way up the canyon. When I was at the coffee shop, they said she heard that they just closed the canyon.
Oh.
I got up just in time.
Oh my God. Whoa, we're approaching the 14-inch mark. Now it's Brian's turn to go out and plow. 14 inches, that's twice as snow as what we got when I went this morning.
Yeah, need some bigger flakes though.
Yeah. Whoa, it's really deep, isn't it, Vigo? Woo! Brian has literally been out there for 2 hours plowing snow. There's quite a pile right there. Wow! Wow! Vigo's been out there too. You could see that snow was almost about deep as half that tractor tire right there. We're definitely getting a lot. My car's buried. Oh my God, how am I gonna dig that out? He must be finishing up. I noticed he changed from the plow attachment to the bucket attachment. He's trying to really push some of those snowbanks out of the way. Dump them somewhere. When you get a lot of snow, you run out of places to put it. According to the forecast, we're supposed to be getting a tapering off of the snow within the next hour. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It looks pretty heavy. And I think the snow's compacting because what I saw on my snow stake, it was just a few more inches. And it's been snowing all day. Look at the snow bunny. Oh, Vigo, you're full of snow. Okay. All right. Been outside for 2 hours in the snow. You're full of snow. Well, it's 5 o'clock and we're almost at the 16-inch mark. Guess I was wrong with my 12 inches I guessed earlier today. Well, folks, we made it through our winter blizzard of 2019 so far, our biggest storm. And, made it through safely. Nothing major happened. We didn't lose power. overnight, I was looking at the snow totals right before we went to bed. It was dark out, and I think we ended up around 18 inches. Now, right behind us, the snow stake says about 16 inches, but we've had a little bit of wind, so I think it's blown away some of the snow. So what I'm going to do is take my snow stake and measure it in a few more places where I know we didn't have snow earlier, just to see if I'm getting about 18 inches. It's hard to say because we've had a lot of snow blow around, and I think we've lost some of our totals and things have compressed compared to the actual totals, but still pretty impressive for a single storm. And right now, I know I had said earlier that we were probably going to be getting some blizzardy winds that might contribute to some of the issues, but we really haven't had anything major as far as winds. I mean, it's a little breezy right now, maybe max 10 miles an hour, but nothing like they said in the Denver storm that was going to be 50 mile an hour, 75 mile an hour. We haven't had that up here. So that's been a huge blessing that we haven't had to deal with the winds on top of the snow totals, because that would have made things a lot worse. Definitely would have seen some power outages for sure. So worst things that have happened, I think, from what I've seen in the county, just cars being off the road, having to get towed. No one that I've heard of has lost power. Just a lot of snowfall that the plows have to take care of, so just not really great travel. And I think the county's opening back up. County buildings are opening back up about 10 o'clock this morning. So that is sort of the situation up here in the mountains. So I'm going to kind of look around the property and show you guys what it all looks like around here. I mean, you can see the undulating snow. It's just all very variable. And look at that table and the grill just packed with snow. So I'm gonna see what it looks like around here, and wait till you see the car. It's just totally buried. I'm walking down the hill here, and the snow is absolutely up to my knees. So it's definitely a lot of precipitation. Here's something you might be curious about. This is my bee yard with the beehives, and they're pretty buried. For the bees, this is a lot of insulation for them. There's still a little bit of air flow through the snow itself, so they're not suffocating in there. But I just thought you might be curious that they're kind of buried. So look at our storage shed. Look at all that snow build up from falling off the roof. Where Brian's plowed, we've got some serious snowbanks. And definitely out of breath walking because the snow's up to my knees. Gonna have to shovel out the walkway to the door. But where Vika was at, you know, it's over my head, that big bank. What about my little car? It's just almost completely buried. It's like a snowbank of itself. Just one muddy door hanging out. So I gotta dig that out today if I ever hope to go anywhere. From the back, you can hardly even tell it's a car. If I get the angle right, it just looks like a big blob. So I want to see how deep the snow is in the front of the house, because we don't get the wind over here. "22 inches deep. Some of that snow, maybe a couple of inches, had been there before the blizzard." How do you go? Okay, you're in the video. Yeah, you're video bombing me, okay. Just wants to play in the snow. So yeah, I got 22 inches at the stake, and that's because there's no wind to blow the snow out of this area. But so 22 inches is kind of like our property totals, it seems like. When you take away the wind blowing the snow and clearing it off the side of the hill. Well, I guess the next thing to do is to shovel out. So I'm gonna work on the walkway to the front door and then work on the car. So, but it's really cold today. I don't think anything's gonna melt today. It's in the teens. There's no sun directly. So we're gonna keep all of this accumulation for a couple of days at least. The snow on this walkway is a combination of light and fluffy accumulation from the storm and dense, compact snow that slides off the roof. So I'm not going to break my back trying to scrape up every last compact pile of snow, but at least if I can make somewhat of a path, that should do the job. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good pathway so far. I can only see the steps somewhat. Of course, after tomorrow when it's sunny all day in 30s, we'll probably get more avalanche off the roof right here. So it's a work in progress. Okay, time to dig out the car. Well, I know my car's under here somewhere. It's kind of hard to know where to start digging. Guess I'll start at the front tire and try to see if I can unearth the thing. Shoot. Hey, who knew there was a car under there? Well, let's see. Well, let that defrost for a while. So there you have it, folks. Snowpocalypse, bomb cyclone, blizzard of 2019, whatever you want to call it, in the Colorado mountains. We had a little bit of fun this week, in the middle of the week. No major catastrophes. Brian got home safe from work yesterday. We're counting our blessings that things worked out just fine, and we wanted to keep you guys up to date as well. It's getting hard to talk. My lips are freezing. It's really cold outside this morning, so I'm gonna go inside and warm up a little bit. But anyway, wanted to give you a shout out from the mountaintops with all the snow, and Vigo wants to say hi too. All right, okay. Up and hoodies. Oh, okay. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.